Hi everyone, welcome to the Whiteleyverse with me, Connor Whiteley, for another daily story with a chapter from one of my novellas. Before I start today's chapter, please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to buy this book and any of my other fiction, then they're all available from all major ebook retailers. You can order the paperback and hardback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore and local library if you requested. Also, if you want the AI generated audiobook, then you can get it from selected audiobook platforms and library systems like Kobo, Spotify, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Baker & Taylor, Biblioteca and Overdrive. Now, here's today's chapter. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did writing it.
Chapter 1. The 6th of May 2023. Rochester, England. MI5 intelligence officer Marcus Dawson had sat on his favourite grey camping chair with just the right levels of support in all the right places, as he sat to one side of the huge football in front of him. The large thick white lines of the pitch had been freshly painted, and even though he knew next to nothing about football, he still loved helping out. Marcus smiled as he watched his big brother Ryan run about in his bright blue football jersey with tons of little 8-year-old kids running after him and after the football at the same time. He had to admit that the weather was perfect for a Saturday morning kickabout and coaching session. Marcus wasn't really sure why his brother had wanted the help, because Ryan had always been brilliant with kids, but if it meant he got to see more of his brother between business trips, then he certainly wasn't going to complain at all. The day was crisp and warm, and the bright sunshine bathed the football in a perfect golden light that really made Marcus smile. It was a perfect summer day, and he hadn't received a single call from MI5 for a few days, so hopefully everything was right with the world. Or as right as they could be when you had Russia, China and the Middle East all looking for any weakness in the UK to exploit. Some days Marcus couldn't decide if the UK's enemies were just being stupid or they were just useless at their jobs. It wasn't exactly hard to find a weakness in the UK. Marcus smiled as the smell aromas of sausage rolls, pizza and tacos filled the air from the nearby food truck that always set up shop behind him in the car park. He was so looking forward to having lunch with his brother, and they could catch up about Ryan, his wife, and their 3 beautiful children. Marcus would have loved to have a kid or boyfriend of his own, but that was the problem with intelligence work. It was flat out impossible to meet people. And it was even harder to stay together. It was normally the secrets, the lies and the tension from the missions that always killed a relationship in the end. "Watch out," someone said. Marcus moved his head slightly as a football flew past him. Marcus laughed, got the ball and kicked it back onto the football pitch. It was so worth helping out, just so he could see the grins and shouts of happiness from the little kids. They really did love it here. "So this is what you do when you don't want to come to work," a woman said behind him. Marcus smiled as he turned around and saw his best friend in the entire world and handler, Madame Aria Rowings. Marcus couldn't deny she looked great in her long black trench coat, black hat and black high heels. She had to be baking inside given the heat of the late morning, but Marcus was never going to argue with her. "It's nice you still keep in touch with your brother," Aria said. Marcus wanted to hug her, but he didn't dare. Aria was way too emotionless and cold for that to happen. He still didn't like being reminded of how Aria's kids and entire family and husband believed she had died years ago in a plane crash. It was simply safer that way for everyone, and it meant she could move a lot more freely in the shadows of the world. "I love my brother, and I take it you're not going to let me enjoy lunch with him," Marcus said, knowing the answer already. Aria allowed a rare smile to crack her lips. "Of course I'll allow you, but I thought you might want the extra time to prepare for an important task. And I hope you own a tux." Marcus grinned. He always loved missions that required him to dress up. It wasn't so much so that he liked looking amazing himself. It was more the fact that if he needed to dress up nicely, then so did a lot of other insanely hot men. Men in suits looked sensational. Marcus was always hard at the thought of it. What's the job? Marcus asked, waving at Ryan as he ran past with the kids just chasing him now. 2 days ago, the UK's latest advancement in communication jamming software was stolen. It's called Blackout for a reason and… Marcus nodded. I've heard of the software before. Can it really black out all of the US, if placed and activated in the right location? Exactly, Era said. Every single TV screen, telephone, mobile phone and more across the entire USA could be knocked out for days if blackout was activated. And that means a hell of a lot of European countries could be knocked out too. I think it's safe to presume that is not the reason we're going after blackout, Marcus said, smiling because he knew full well the UK government couldn't have cared less about mainland Europe. True, Arya said, smiling as a kid ran past, stopped to look at her and then ran off again. Where am I going then? There's a party tonight in Canterbury being hosted by one of the top families in the UK, and it's an auction for blackout. All the various intelligence services and terrorism organizations throughout the world will be there to get their hands on it. You need me to go in there, get blackout and kill whoever took it in the first place, Marcus said. Negative. Get blackout, get out. We cannot kill anyone at that party because it is too high profile. Blackout is my only concern, and I'll send you the details of what it looks like in a moment. Can you handle it? Marcus laughed. He could always handle a simple retrieval mission. Marcus couldn't believe it would be that hard to go into a mansion or wherever the party was being held, get blackout out without anyone realizing, and simply slip back into the night. It wasn't hard. But Marcus was looking forward to seeing all those hot, sexy men in their tight black suits, a lot more than he ever wanted to admit. Tonight was going to be a lot of fun.
Welcome back everyone, it's me again, Connor Whiteley. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's story, because I flat out love writing, creating stories and sharing them with you. If you really enjoyed today's story, then please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithms. And if you want to buy this short story or any of my other fiction, then they're available from all major ebook retailers, and you can get them from your local library if you requested, and you can order the paperback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore or local library if you request it. Lastly, if you want to support the channel on a one-off basis, then you can now buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Connor Whiteley. Also, if you know anyone who would enjoy today's story, then please share it with them. I'm always really grateful when you wonderful people help spread the word about the channel. So, thanks for watching the Whiteleyverse, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day, everyone.